Ubracha from Yerushalayim. We are continuing with our series of videos that deal with specific minhagim for particular Shabbatot. We are up to Parashat Behar and Parashat Behuqotai, which very often are read together. This is known as Mehubbarot. So when they are read together, Behar and Behuqotai, as we did this year, if we look at the Pizmonim book on page 565, the Shir Behar, it tells you which makam to do when they are separate and which makam to do when they are together. It says Saba for Behar, Nahwan for Behuqotai, and when they are Mehubbarot, Saba. This is the way it's done in New York, in Israel, at Ades, whenever they are Mehubbarot at the end of the Sefer. The end of each Sefer, as it happens in Shemot, with Vayekel Pekudeh, in Vayikra, Behuqotai, in Bamidbar, Atot Mas'eh, and in Devarim, Nisavim, Vayelech. Generally, when they are Mehubbarot, we will do Maqam Nawa, which Nawa is always for the end of the Sefer, just as Ras is in the beginning. We do Nawa at the end. Nawa has morphed into Nahwan in many communities in synagogues in New York. However, in others we are very particular to do Makam Nawa, which is a favorite among the Halabi. That's the Makam we use for Friday night as well, and for Mishnayot. It's one of the very old scales. At any rate, when we do Mehubbarot, when we do two Parashiyot together, it's always the Aliyat Rebi'i, which is going to connect the two Parashiyot. And this is not a custom particular to the Syrian community. Most, if not all, communities around the world, Sephardim and Ashkenazim, follow this system. It's discussed in the early Aharonim as well. In Parashat Behuqotai, we have what's known as the Tochahot, or the Kelalot. What, God forbid, would happen if we don't follow in the ways of Borei Olam rebuking us, and the curses that follow, Chas v'Shalom. And this Aliyah is read generally after the Shishi. The Shishi would finish, Va'olech etchem komemiyut, and then you begin the next Aliyah. However, the Aliyah begins, Ve'im lo tishme'u li, and we don't begin with a negative, so the Aliyah, this Oleh would go back, and the Hazan would start, the Korea would start, Ba'achaltem, Yashan, Noshan. Now the Pesukim of the Tochahot are always read in a lower tone, and therefore the Korea will make sure that when he's reading Ba'achaltem, Yashan, Noshan, to make it a higher tone so that he could lower his tone without and still be heard. So that's the Tochahot. Now before the Aliyah, before the Oleh goes up, and as to who goes up, I don't think there's a specific custom. In some other Kehillot, we will see maybe they will send the Shamosh up to this Aliyah. The custom probably would be better off without, as we don't want to give the impression that there are different types of Aliyot, better and not as good. That's not the case. This is Divrei Torah. They were all Divrei Elohim Hayim and Divarim Kedoshim. And there's no difference. And so that custom is better if it's not perpetuated. The Musta'aravi community in Halab, which the last rabbi of that community was the very, very outstanding scholar, Chacham Selim Za'afarani, Zecher Sadiq Libracha, and he recorded some of the customs of the Musta'aravi community. Musta'aravim, to remind you, are the Jews that from Halab before the Sephardim came in the 15th, 16th century. Now, he has a custom that before the Oleh goes up, there are 4 Pesukim that are going to be recited by the Koreh or by the Hakam, 2 from Mishleh and 2 from Yirmiyah. Because Musar Beni Atimaz, don't reject my Musar that I'm giving you, because it's who God loves, who He rebukes. Refani Hashem le'erafeh, we ended up with 2 Pesukim from Yirmiyah. And it's sort of gives a comforting message to the Kahal before we're going to read these difficult Tochahot and Kelalot. The voice of the Koreh is restored to the regular tone, the last two pesukim of this aliyah. ואף גם זאת בהיותם בארץ אויביהם לא מאסתים ולא רעתים לכלותם, that God will never forsake his people and eradicate them, Chas v'shalom, and will always bring them back and remember the berit that we have with Borei Olam, called to.